Yo, what's going on guys? Henis here, and today I have some absolutely amazing news in regards to Call of Duty 2017. Now, I don't know how active you guys usually are on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter a lot, and there were a lot of tweets today from Charlie Intel, the CEO of Sledgehammer Games, Michael Condrey, Sledgehammer Games themselves, and even Activision that pretty much confirms at this point, without much of a shadow of a doubt, that we will be getting boots on the ground for Call of Duty 2017, and if not boots on the ground, then at least a traditional play style for this year. Now, I swear to God, I would not be lying to you guys about this. This is something that the Call of Duty community pretty much as a whole has been asking for the last 3 years. We've had Advanced Warfare, which was the first Call of Duty to introduce sort of a exo-based jumping in the air all over the place movement system. And then we had Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which sort of toned it down a little bit, brought it down to more of a traditional playstyle, but still had the exosuits. And then we had Infinite Warfare, which in my opinion is probably the worst version of an exo-based Call of Duty that we've had within the last 3 years. Now, I know that's a pretty bold statement because a lot of people really didn't like Advanced Warfare, but I'm telling you right now, Infinite Warfare just has this feel to it, in my opinion, that just really isn't that much fun. And I'm not the only person that believes that either. You can go and take a look at any Call of Duty YouTube channel right now. Pretty much all of the content that's doing really well on YouTube in regards to Call of Duty is Black Ops 3 content. Now, granted, there are YouTubers here and there who do manage to make it playing Infinite Warfare content, and props to them, man. Honestly, they're doing such a good job. And the game, honestly, just for me, isn't really that much fun, but they obviously really do seem to enjoy it, and there are people who enjoy watching it as well. But for the majority of the community, we really do want to see more of a traditional boots on the ground game style, and I've got some really exciting evidence to show you guys here today from Twitter, from Charlie Intel, from Activision, from Sledgehammer Games that's going to prove to you guys that we are going to be getting boots on the ground for Call of Duty 2017. So the first tweet that we're actually going to go ahead and look at here is from Charlie Intel, and they said Activision made it clear they heard our feedback on space setting. Didn't resonate with the majority of the community. I'm willing to go ahead and say here that that's pretty much the biggest understatement of the year. Now, I don't have exact numbers as far as how many copies Activision and Infinity Ward actually sold of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but I'm willing to say that there's a chance that it's probably the worst selling Call of Duty within the last 3 years. And I find it pretty ironic that Activision addressed the issue as being a space setting, because I really don't think that's what makes people not like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I personally think it's the bland colors, the fact that there's really no new innovation to the game. It's pretty much a copy and paste of Black Ops 3 with a little bit of Advanced Warfare, and the fact that the real issue here is just the movement system. A lot of people really don't like the fact that we've continued to have this exo-based movement system for the last 3 years. They want something a little bit different. Now, obviously, the combat to that is that, oh, we've had boots on the ground pretty much since Advanced Warfare, all the way back starting with the very first Call of Duty game. And while that is true, I think a lot of people, while they did want something a little bit different, didn't want it to be as dramatic as what they saw starting with Advanced Warfare. So with that first tweet out of the way, let's move on here to the next post from Charlie Intel. Now, this is actually an article on charlieintel.com. By the way, all of the stuff that I'm going to be addressing in this video, I'll have screenshots up on screen, and I'll also have links to all of these down there in the description below for you guys to actually go ahead and check out. But this Charlie Intel article says, Activision confirms Sledgehammer Games developing Call of Duty 2017 back to its roots with traditional combat. So this is pretty exciting. Sledgehammer Games tweeted out and saying, we're honored and excited to bring this year's Call of Duty to fans everywhere. It's our biggest achievement as game makers, much more to come. Pretty exciting. So during Activision Blizzard's Q4 earnings call, Activision confirmed Call of Duty 2017 will take Call of Duty back to its roots and Sledgehammer Games as the developer. So this is incredibly exciting news. Obviously, you can take back to its roots however you want, but I'm going to be interpreting that, and I know a lot of people are interpreting that as being back to boots on the ground playstyle, which is something that's going to really give a whole nother breath of fresh air to the Call of Duty franchise at this point. I feel like the last 3 years have been so saturated with all this movement that a lot of people are just really incredibly frustrated. They want something more traditional. They want to go back to something boots on the ground, which in my opinion is a really good move on Sledgehammer Games' part. Now, whether or not that's actually what they're doing, we'll obviously have to wait and see when they do their official reveal of the game somewhere around April or May. Now, this next tweet that I'm going to share with you guys is probably one of the biggest pieces of evidence we're going to be getting today. This is a tweet from Charlie Intel saying Activision Blizzard's CFO, exact quote on Call of Duty 2017, quote, traditional combat will once again take center stage. This is huge. This is probably, in my opinion, the biggest piece of evidence we're going to be getting this year for Call of Duty 2017 before we actually get the actual release of the game. Traditional combat. When everyone thinks of traditional combat, they think of a little bit more of an old school, boots on the ground, very sort of, traditional war style, basically how real wars are actually fought at this point. Now, obviously, you can make an argument that drones play a huge role in modern warfare nowadays, days, but when people want to play a first-person shooter game, I think what they really look for is the simplicity. You go back to a lot of the previous Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, and even Black Ops 2 really didn't have a whole lot of complexity to them. They were very simple, very primitive, and very basic first-person shooter games that were intuitive, easy to use, and very easy to get good at. So in my opinion, if Activision, and more specifically Sledgehammer, develops a game for this year that has those exact same qualities, it really could possibly revive the Call of Duty community. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and put another tweet up on screen here right now that's actually a poll from my own Twitter, and I want you guys to go over to that and vote right now. Do you guys think that Call of Duty Boots on the Ground for 2017 will save the Call of Duty franchise? A lot of people have been saying pretty much since Black Ops 2 that Call of Duty is dying, that it's a dying franchise. And given that they've been saying that since Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty is still, in my opinion, on a little bit of a rise, I think that's a pretty good sign. Now, obviously, you can take sales numbers into account and say that, you know, the game's not doing as well as it used to back in Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops 1, but given the fact that the game is still incredibly popular, the franchise name, the brand name Call of Duty is still so strong, I think we have a lot of hope for the future of this game. Granted, as long as Activision and Sledgehammer Games and all the other Call of Duty developers actually pay attention to what the fans want. Now, these next set of tweets that I'm actually going to be showing you guys is all a conversation from Michael Condrey, the CEO of Sledgehammer Games, the next Call of Duty developer for this year, and Nadeshot. You guys know Optic Nadeshot. He's a big Call of Duty player, probably the most prolific and most famous Call of Duty player, and they were in a little bit of a conversation, but the only two tweets that you need to pay attention to in this conversation is when Nadeshot said, well, first, make next Call of Duty Boots on the Ground, and then get a nice mahogany cabinet underneath the TV. And Michael Condrey simply replies back and says, hi. Now, a lot of people are really excited just given that simple hi response, which is a little bit confusing, but obviously Michael Condrey is trying to hint at something here. He doesn't want to be extremely explicit and just flat out say, yes, Call of Duty 2017 will be boots on the ground, but he's being a little bit ambiguous here. He's kind of teasing a little bit and saying, hey, you're onto something here a little bit. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Obviously, that may be a little bit of a, positive outlook on it, but I want to know what you guys think down there in the comment section below. And the final tweet here that we're getting from Charlie Intel says, 2017 will be our best year ever, according to Activision Blizzard's CFO just now. Now, I don't know how you guys want to interpret that tweet as a whole. 2017 will be our best year ever. Obviously, they want to be really optimistic. They want to give really good information to their shareholders, get everyone really pumped up for their next title. So obviously, they're not going to go ahead and say that this year is going to be average. They're not going to say that it's going to be bad, but to say that it's going to be their best year ever, you guys can interpret that however you want and let me know down there in the comment section below. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. Hopefully you all did enjoy, and if you guys did, a like rating, and of course, as always, be very much appreciated. Let's go ahead and see if we could shoot for 100 likes on this video. If we could hit that, that would be dope. Share this video around with your friends and let me know what you guys think. What Call of Duty will be coming in Call of Duty 2017? Will it be a jetpack in Call of Duty? Will it be a boots on the ground Call of Duty? Or will it be a little bit of a mash of both? I'll be really interested to hear what you guys have to say. Go ahead and comment down below, hashtag boots on the ground, if you guys watch up to this point in the video. And anyways, guys, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until next time, everybody, keep gaming, and as always, stay cool. Adios.